as you can tell, I am filming this from my childhood bedroom. So yes, yay. I got home safely back to the States. I'll be staying with my parents in Connecticut for the next however long. But right now I want to talk about my flights back from Singapore to the United States and what each of the airports was like and how it was different in each country. So starting with Singapore. When I got to the Singapore airport, I decided to get there a couple hours early just to make sure that everything went smoothly, to make sure my flight was still on. Wasn't sure what to expect, if it would be total chaos or if it would be empty. Well, my friend brought me to the airport, and when I say that everyone at the airport was a cleaner, I mean, we were there for maybe 30 minutes and we saw 10 different people cleaning. I'm not kidding. The place was spotless. I'm sure like if you licked off the floor, you'd actually improve your health. Everything was being cleaned. Everyone had hand sanitizer or gloves. It was absolutely spotless. It was really, really flawless. Just flawless from start to finish, from me arriving, getting past security. It was basically all one-on-one. The airport was empty. There was probably more people cleaning than there were passengers going through the airport. Let's talk about how we have seen like 10 people cleaning this airport.
The toilets smell beautiful.
This is the cleanest place on earth. On my flight to Japan, I decided to wear a mask and gloves. The mask was on at all times except for when I was eating, and then the gloves I only used for when I went to the restroom. So just in case, you never know who used the bathroom. When I got to the Japanese airport, very clean. Didn't see all the people cleaning like I did in Singapore, but everyone was wearing masks. That goes from any passengers to all the staff, everyone working on the airline, everyone, absolutely everyone had a mask on at all times. Actually, when I got to Japan, I went straight to the lounge. I was lucky because I was flying business class for my company. So I went straight to the lounge, a huge lounge, and there was only about 3 of us in there. So it was almost like we each had our own section to be in, because there was the dining area and the silent area and the rest area. So I didn't come in contact with anyone. I actually decided to take off the mask when I got to the lounge just because, like I said, I didn't come in contact with a single person. First thing I did was go to the bathroom, wash my hands, wash my face, and brushed my teeth. Changed the outer layer of my clothes into a different set of clothes, and then I had a bite to eat, rested for a little bit, and then I walked around the airport, obviously not touching anything, but walked around the airport. Actually, that's not true. Touched a couple of things that I bought, but I did notice that in the stores at the airport, people were wearing gloves, people were constantly hand sanitizing, and again, everyone had their mask on. Can I just say, flying Air Japan, the best experience. Oh my, everyone was so nice. My flight from Japan to US, there were 4 people in business class and about 30 on the entire flight. That meant that I had 2 stewardesses just for me. I think they were a little bored because they kept coming over being like, do you want more food? Do you want more wine? What do you want? You can have everything. You can have all the meals. Why don't you have every meal? Just order all the meals. But they're really, really sweet. And actually one of my stewardesses was from Singapore, so we talked about Singapore a bit. And on both flights, I got a gift. On my flight from Singapore to Japan, they actually gave me a birthday gift, which was just adorable. I don't know how they knew it was my birthday. Maybe there's some sort of alert in their system, but it was really, really sweet. And then from my flight US to Japan, US to Japan to US, they also gave me a little parting gift, thanking me for flying their airline during this quiet time. So really, really great experience. Loved flying Air Japan.
皆様にご案内いたします。ただいまドアが閉まりました。皆様のご着席を確認の上出発いたします。お座席にお座りになり。
As we got closer to JFK, I went to the bathroom one more time on the flight. I had a whole game plan that I would not touch anything in JFK, being the epicenter of the US. Had a whole game plan that I talked over with my parents. So I put on mask, I had gloves on, actually I had like a face mask, my whole body was covered, and I had goggles that I was ready to put on just in case, because there are some optometrists in China that are saying that the coronavirus could pass through your eyes. Not confirmed, but still. So just in case, I had my goggles ready. Everyone on the flight also had on a mask. There's one couple that was not wearing a mask. Everyone else had masks, and some people had masks and gloves on, so people were pretty shaken up from this. We're also the flight that was coming from Asia, so we've already been through the ringer. Got off the flight, and from landing to getting in my parents' car at JFK, 20 minutes. Maybe like 22 minutes. And we have the timestamps from when I texted my parents, hey, I just landed, to I'm in the car. Absolutely no one at JFK. I flew. So that 20 minutes includes landing, disembarking. Is that the right word? Disembarking. Going through customs, picking up baggage, and walking over to my parents' car. That will never happen for the rest of my life, or anyone's life. It was wild, absolutely crazy. What was also wild was the lack of measures being taken at JFK. Honestly, it's disgusting. Singapore was temperature checks, everything's clean. Japan, everyone's wearing a mask. JFK, the only people wearing masks were coming from my flight. None of the workers had masks. None of the workers had gloves on. No precautions. There was no hand sanitizer anywhere. The whole thing was crazy. On the plane, they made us fill out a short form about any symptoms we had and where we had been to in the last 14 days. Any countries, cities, blah, blah, blah. Not only did they not ask me for that form, I had to give it to them to say, like, oh, I have this form that I had to fill out on the plane. They're like, oh yeah, thanks. Taking it with their bare hand, no mask. Look at my passport, saw that I was American, could care less. Stamp, on your way. No one issued a quarantine. No one talked about any sort of stay-at-home notice. No one said anything about the coronavirus. Nothing. Nothing was said. There was no signs anywhere about, like, don't forget to wash your hands. Hey, if you've been here in the last 14 days, like, please be careful. Like, please provide a meter of space between you and the next person. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Even in the other airports, there were at least meters of space that you had to wait while you wait in line before the person in front of you. Nothing like this. Nothing. The only sign that you could tell something was wrong was the lack of people in JFK, because there was no one anywhere except the people coming from my flight and the workers. Other than that, I mean, considering New York's as bad as it is, you think at least the workers that are dealing with, interacting with people every single day, constantly taking passports and having to look through personal documents and, potentially touching someone, you think at least they'd have some precautions. If not, at least hand sanitizer somewhere. Nothing. I had even brought my own pen just in case they made me fill out more declaration paperwork. No one took my customs declaration form. I still have it. what's going on, JFK? Because a little scary that it's that relaxed. All you gotta hope is that no bad people are trying to get into the country right now, because our border control at JFK is zero. Like, bad. But it did work to my advantage because I got out really, really quick. So that's my story, A to Z, Singapore to Japan to the US. At least I made it home, and my parents made record timing driving from Connecticut to JFK. Literally.
It's amazing, and it's a Friday afternoon.
No one's at JFK. Just me and my parents. 2 cars behind us, probably from my flight.